Now, things are getting very, very interesting. Canelo Alvarez. Payday? Payday? You want payday? I know that. When will he return? A shocking new update from Canelo's promoter may have answered that question. And now I think people are going to be concerned. In this video, I'll break it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. I know it, and you know it. So we'll jump right into it. No one else seems to be talking about this. Leave it to me, right? A boxing reporter says, Turkey has been busy with other stuff. Losing interest in boxing? Question mark. The momentum from last year has been absent. So the reporter's pretty much calling out Turkey and saying, like, where has he been? Like, he was more vocal. He was more, like, in the sport. Is he still working with boxing? Like, what's good? You know, pretty self-explanatory, right? Turkey seen this comment on social media and decided to reply, to which he said, yes, I am very busy with other stuff. Thank God my country is safe and we are happy, even when we are close to war. Thank you for asking. Missile and drones coming to my country each day, right? Missile and drones coming to my country daily. And to prove your point that I am too busy and not interested in boxing anymore, we just did Shakur and Tio, the biggest fight in Madison Square Garden history. We did Ryan Garcia Barrios in Vegas, one of the biggest fights this year. Next week, I'll be in London for the legend Tyson Fury versus Makhmudov at Tottenham Stadium. And we have Alexander Usyk and Rico Verhoeven heavyweight title fight at the Pyramids. That's just the first half of 2026. We are finalizing, pay attention, this is the part I wanted y'all to hear. We are finalizing Canelo Payday in Riyadh season for September, planning to do 2 fights for Anthony Joshua, another for Tyson, and another for Ryan Garcia in the second half. This is my schedule this year when I am busy and not interesting. Imagine if I not. So he's a bit snarky at the end, being facetious. Like, imagine if you're saying this is me when I'm not interested. Imagine if I was. That's pretty much what he's saying. All right, cool. Now, first of all, I'm not going to front. That first half that you mentioned is nothing to write home about. You know what I mean? You're talking about, oh, we got Rico Suave versus Usyk at the Pyramids. Newsflash. Who even asked for that fight? I don't even know who Cuz is. Like, I'm not even being funny. I don't even know who that dude is. Never even, I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch. You guys let me know if you knew Rico Verhoeven before this. Obviously, I know Usyk. But I'm not impressed by that. And it's so funny. I could go on and on. You know, I'm the best in the business and not even close. I can go on and on. When Floyd Mayweather was fighting Conor McGregor, an actual star in America and from Ireland, so he has another region that would support him at that time, right? People say, Floyd, what are you doing? These crossover fights when you're an active fighter, you're ruining your career. This is why I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to the future, you got Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua. You had Logan Paul fight Floyd Mayweather. You have Ngannou and Tyson Fury fought. And now you got Usyk fighting Rico Suave, right? And now it seems to be kind of a norm, right? Where boxers, they might get into dirty boxing, bare knuckle. You know, everybody's just trying to get in where they fit in, and crossover fights and influencer fights do exist. But the point I'm making, how come Usyk don't get flack? You got Moses Atuma, who just looked great versus Jermaine Franklin. You got Fabio Wardley, who was Usyk's mandatory, but you're out here fighting Rico Verhoeven. You know what I mean? Like, who really asked for that? Tyson Fury retired, and then you're fighting this Game of Thrones Tourette's dude. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. So again, none of the fights you mentioned, Ryan versus Barrios, I mean, that was all right, you know what I mean? But none of these were great fights. Shakur T.O., I mean, good performance, but these weren't these are not brag-worthy fights, put it that way. And then you're talking about Joshua's going to fight 2 times. Like, we're in April now. How you going to fight 2 times? He just went through tragedy, and we don't even know his first fight for this calendar year. How's he going to get 2 in? I mean, it's possible, but you're off to a sluggish start if that's the case, because we're in month 4, right? Tyson Fury, we don't even know what happens in his upcoming fight, and you're talking about scheduling him in a second fight. You know what I mean? If he loses to this Makhmudov dude, no one will really care. But anyway, that's just a sidebar. I want to get back focused on this part. The man said, I'm busy with other stuff. Thank God my country is safe and we are happy, even when we're close to war. Thank you for asking. There are missile and drone attacks coming to my country each day, right? So he said that, and then he said we are finalizing Canelo in Riyadh season for September. So I don't know what that means, but the game plan per Canelo and per Turkey was to bring Canelo to Riyadh. So by him saying Riyadh season, I don't know if he's implying that the fight will be in Riyadh, but if so, that's kind of crazy, because you just said that you have daily drone and missile attacks. Anybody who watches world news knows what's going on. So that seems like a dangerous proposition to bring a star. Like, you could easily become a target. So Canelo left PBC and Al Heyman to potentially go and fight in Riyadh at times of war, like a war-torn region. You know what I mean? I don't know. That sounds really weird if that's the case, because who's to say this whole issue will be resolved by September? There's absolutely no guarantee of that. How would you be able to promise that to the point where you're scheduling Canelo's fight? You know what I mean? And, Canelo could have fought Jake Paul. It would have been a big fight in Vegas, but instead he did it his way and had a horrible performance with Williams School, and then he got cooked by Crawford, who then retired, and then now we haven't even heard from Canelo, and then now he might come back to a place that is currently being targeted. Very weird stuff. We're in a weird timeline.